Crystal of Atlan's global release is nearing, and I know there's a huge global audience salivating for an anime-style cross-platform traditional action RPG MMO that doesn't involve pulling gacha for characters. After trying out their previous global closed betas, the devs decided to sponsor me for this video, so I went deep. I've done extensive research and I'm here to bring you a full showcase and recommendation of all 8 launch classes so you'll know exactly which one to pick as your main. This isn't just a surface level overview, I'll be breaking down each class's playstyle, farming efficiency, and raid viability. But before we dive in, let's talk about what makes Crystal of Atlan stand out. This is a game built around smooth, exhilarating combat where every combo flows into the next. You're in full control of movement and skills, and it just feels good to play. Combat isn't just ground based either. Aerial combos let you take fights vertically, adding a whole new layer of mobility and style. You'll also have access to multiple classes from the start, each packed with over 20 skill combinations to experiment with. No unlock hoops. Whether you're into fast-paced swordplay, long-range precision, or chaotic magical nukes, there's something here for you. It's worth noting that the game does follow a traditional gender-locked class system, but don't worry, there's full character customization and a wide range of cosmetics to make your character feel unique and personal. And if you'd like to squad up, challenging team battles await. From co-op dungeons to guild fleets, the game encourages social play and lets you connect with others easily. All of this takes place in a unique magic punk world where high-tech gear and arcane forces collide. You'll journey through ancient ruins, uncover secrets, and clash with powerful factions in a setting that's honestly unlike anything else out there. Of course, this is an MMO, so balance changes are bound to happen over time. But the good news is that Crystal of Atlan supports shared storage between your alts, meaning it's actually encouraged to try out all the classes since they can help you farm gear and resources for your main. Alright, with that out of the way, let's jump into the class showcase. Let's start with the Swordsman, the classic melee greatsword class that embodies raw power. This class splits into 2 radically different playstyles that cater to opposite player psychologies. The Berserker is the class for real men who want to charge into battle without overthinking. This is pure Unga Bunga warrior gameplay at its finest. You build rage, unleash massive AoEs, and have multiple survival tools including a built-in damage shield and lifesteal. But what truly sets Berserkers apart is their endgame cheat death ability. This single passive makes them raid superstars, allowing them to survive fatal hits that would wipe other classes. For beginners or players who just want reliable performance without finger gymnastics, this is objectively the safest pick. Now we arrive at the Magiblade, for the confused edgy players who insist on using swords but refuse to do physical damage. This is essentially Crystal of Atlan's version of Dragon Nest Moonlord Alluring Knight, throwing out waves of magical sword slashes that look spectacular but demand surgical precision. Let's be blunt, Magiblade has the highest skill ceiling in the game. Speedrunners have shown what's possible when you master its animation cancels and perfect your positioning. We're talking top tier magic DPS numbers. The class has no crutches, no shields, no cheat death, just your own mechanical skill. Where Magiblade truly shines is Golden Fleece farming. Its wave clearing capabilities are unmatched when played correctly, but I must stress this is not recommended as your first character unless you're absolutely confident in your action game fundamentals. The Musketeer class offers gun-focused gameplay with 2 distinct specializations that might as well be different classes entirely. First, the Bounty Hunter, where your damage primarily comes from basic attacks building combo count. This auto-targeting mechanic makes her exceptionally strong against hypermobile bosses where skill shots classes struggle. Her simple playstyle revolves around maintaining optimal distance and letting her pistols do the work. Perfect for players who want effective DPS without complex rotation. However, this simplicity comes with trade-offs. The Bounty Hunter struggles immensely in any content requiring aerial combat or vertical mobility, which players colloquially call floors lava scenarios. Her kit is very grounded, literally. Her performance varies wildly between encounters, dominating against ADHD bosses that never stand still, but falling behind when content forces you to jump and be airborne, thus breaking your combo count. Where she consistently performs well is Golden Fleece farming. Her auto-targeting basics make quick work of scattered mobs, and she's beginner-friendly enough to recommend as a first character for range enthusiasts. Now for the Gunner, the Artillery Specialist. This is where you trade the Bounty Hunter simplicity for big, satisfying explosions. Your damage comes from long-range AoE skills with massive hitboxes, making you raid MVP for shield-breaking phases and ad control. Gunners enjoy exceptional safety thanks to their range, and their airtime during skills give them unique positioning options. The playstyle is straightforward: learn your optimal skill rotation, manage heat, aim carefully, and watch things explode. The only real weakness is farming efficiency. While serviceable at Golden Fleece, Gunners can't compete with dedicated farming specs. Their skills are overkill for trash mobs and often leave you waiting on cooldowns. This is absolutely a raid first specialization. The Magister class represents Crystal of Atlan's traditional spellcasting archetype, but with some surprising twists. Elementalists are your classic glass cannon mages with a semi-melee twist. Don't let the ranged spells fool you, many of your most damaging abilities require you to be dangerously close. This creates a unique risk-reward dynamic where positioning is everything. What's surprising is how grounded the spec feels. Unlike some mage classes in other games, Elementalists don't have much airtime or mobility tools. They'll be planting your feet to cast, which makes you vulnerable to knockbacks and interrupts. Where they excel is Golden Fleece farm. Their AoE capabilities make them one of the fastest farmers in the game, and the rotation is simple enough for beginners to grasp. Just don't expect the top raid meters until you've mastered fight timings. Now for the Warlock, arguably the edgiest class in the game with those massive black wings. This is an even more melee intensive mage that specializes in lifesteal, sustain damage over time. Your playstyle revolves around maintaining multiple dots while using your superior airtime to avoid damage. There's a catch though. Warlocks live and die by the cooldown reduction, which primarily comes from specific pets. Without the right pet setup, Warlocks can struggle with uptime. This makes them one of the least free-to-play friendly options in the game. When properly equipped, Warlocks are absolute raid monsters. They perform exceptionally well in both Golden Fleece and endgame content, offering a rare blend of survivability and damage. But that, when properly equipped qualifier, is doing a lot of work here. The Puppeteer remains Crystal of Atlan's most unique launch class compared to other MMOs, offering a completely different gameplay from anything else out there. Let's address the elephant in the room first. Scytheguard is the only true support character in the entire game. This makes Scytheguard players the most sought after commodity for any serious raid group. What's impressive is how well rounded Scytheguards are. They provide essential heals and buffs while still dealing respectable damage. CN Parse data shows skilled and invested Scytheguard players can even keep up with DPS players' outputs, while at the same time keeping their team alive. The playstyle is flexible too. You can focus entirely on supporting or mix in damage as needed. For players who enjoy team content and want instant kills, this is objectively the best choice. Golden Fleece farming is smooth thanks to your sustain, though not record breaking. Just be prepared for responsibility. When raids fail, supports are often the first to be blamed. Just hope your team leader is friendly or just lead the team yourself.
For your safety, stay back.
Then we have the Blademaiden, Crystal of Atlan's 2-in-1 character. This is the DPS puppet spec where your puppet mimics what you do, so you end up dealing twice the damage. On paper, it sounds amazing. In practice, well, let's look at the facts. You are a melee range squishy mage with long cast times, no burst damage, and a rotation that forces you to be grounded to cast. Why melee range when you can stay back and let the puppet do all the work? Well, then you would lose half your damage. The skill ceiling is tremendous, since you gotta control and position both yourself and the puppet, and CN server statistics show Blademaiden has the lowest average DPS of any class in inexperienced hands, and even at peak performance can barely match others in DPS. Unless you're absolutely in love with the puppet fantasy or enjoying extreme challenges, it's hard to recommend this spec outside of PvP. Both Golden Fleece and raid performance are merely okay, and the effort required is disproportionate to results. The Blademaiden mains are either masochists or future esport pros, which is further reflected in the PvP leaderboards being dominated by this class, as the control of the puppet offers an extra layer of complexity in PvP decision making and mind games that other classes do not offer. After all this analysis, here are my final recommendations. For brand new players, a Berserker or Bounty Hunter provides the smoothest onboarding. They're forgiving, perform well in most content, and don't require specialized gear. Dedicated farmers or alts should prioritize Magiblade or Elementalist. Their AoE capabilities make Golden Fleece runs trivial once mastered. Raid enthusiasts have 3 top choices: Berserker for melee, Gunner for ranged, or Warlock for magic DPS. Support players have exactly one optimal choice, the Scytheguard. Its unique utility ensures you will always be welcome in groups. As for Blademaiden, only consider this if you prioritize PvP over anything else, and you enjoy mastering difficult playstyles for their own sake. And since PvP in Crystal of Atlan is completely balanced, why not just play her as one of your alts instead? Finally, there's a saying that really fits here. Meta is temporary, but being cool is eternal. The global version might see some balance changes, but at the end of the day, personal enjoyment is what matters most. The best class is always the one you'll enjoy playing and mastering. So that's it for this video. Drop a comment, let me know which class you're planning to main. I'd love to hear your picks. And don't forget, pre-register for Crystal of Atlan using the link in the description. You'll unlock exclusive in-game rewards, get early access bonuses, and enter a giveaway for prizes like the iPhone 16 Pro Max 1TB, Apple Watch Ultra 2, AirPods Max, PS5 Pro, and more. If we hit 8 million pre-registration milestone, everyone scores a free Legend Returns outfit, so make sure you're signed up. Thanks again to Crystal of Atlan for sponsoring this video, and I'll see you on launch day.